It ended at, I'm sorry?
Chair Varela, folks are just funneling into the room. Everybody's I think you're ready to proceed, Chair Varela.
Thank you so much. Executive session ended at 2:25 and no final action was taken. So at this time, I would like to open up for additional questions that commissioners may have, thoughts, feedback, anything commissioners want to share or ask.
Madam Chair.
Please, Commissioner Litzow.
Do we know what is their current enrollment? What's the school's current enrollment today?
It's 89.
So it's stayed at that. When they came and met, it was, I forget the number, but it was 89. Okay.
And Jessica, to that end, is the budget modeling projections that they will gain additional enrollment between now and the end of the year in order to increase that days cash on hand?
The current budget projections that have been provided to us that were last approved by the school's board were based on enrollment of 106 students, and we are meeting with the board treasurer and their financial analysts next week to further understand the assumptions underlying it.
Thank you. Commissioner Felder?
Jessica, question for you. Can you explain why you recommend revocation instead of probation or correction?
Yes, I have already engaged the corrective action process with regard to the safety concerns. I'm recommending revocation because of the number of violations of the charter contract. Probation is also an option. It is not as well defined in the law. And so I have recommended revocation.
Thank you.
Commissioner Rogenmuser? Am I saying that right? I'm sorry. Did you have your hand up as well?
I did. I had the same question. Thank you.
Commissioner Felder, do you have another question?
No, I don't.
Okay. Other questions?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Litzow?
Thank you. Can we go back to the numbers? So do we know what cash they have on hand today?
They have reported to us as of yesterday, 21 days of cash on hand.
Okay. And when does the school year end?
I don't know the last day of school off the top of my head, and would look to see if other team members know. It's likely in mid-June.
Mid-June?
Yes, that would be most likely in mid-June.
And do we know if they have any access to cash between now and the end of June? So that's 90 days. I mean,
beyond apportionment?
Yeah.
That is the purpose of the meeting next week, to further dig into those details.
And based on apportionment and their current enrollment at 89 people, can they last till the end to June 15th?
What they provided us is an analysis based on 106 students that would end the year with 31 days cash on hand with very thin margins. So the purpose of the meeting next week is to further understand the assumptions that have gone into the analysis provided and approved by the school's board, and ask some of the very questions that you're asking.
Okay. And have any of you mentioned a number of safety issues in your memo. Have any of those been addressed? You came back and said the plan was not sufficient?
The plan initially provided to the commission does not yet meet the standard that we are looking for. And so we provided the school feedback this week, and they are providing us another draft next week. They also have
How
immediately.
long did they have to prepare the first draft?
7 days,
Okay, and
5 days, 5 days.
and do we think something dramatic's they're gonna actually figure it out in the next 5 days?
Waiting on the next draft. They also instituted additional safety training this week.
And how long have these incidents been going on?
As reported to the commission, at least this current school year.
The school year starting 6 months.
Starting.
The calendar year or the school year?
As reported to the commission, the current school year starting in fall of 2023.
Okay, for at least
And potentially
6 months.
some incidents prior.
So at least 6 months, and just now they're figuring out an inadequate plan and some more training. Okay, thank you.
Jessica, can I ask, I think you had said in their board meeting last night, they have voted to remove the head of school. Was that accurate?
That was shared in public testimony today. That has not been reported to me by the commission, by the school. That's something that I'll look into further.
Okay, so coming out of, in my previous capacity, I served as a marketing director for a hospital system, and safety and a culture of safety was a paramount part of consideration. And a part of that was ensuring there was a safe place to be able to raise concerns, because when people don't feel safe to raise concerns, more safety issues happen because they're hidden and you're not able to kind of identify root cause and then prevent them from happening in the future. And so for me, part of what is the most egregious about this, in addition to the safety concerns, is that there's a culture of suppressing the ability to bring forth safety concerns. And that is, I think that's the most egregious and urgent concern that I have on why I would be in favor of moving forward in a revocation process, starting a revocation process. Dr. Felder, is your hand raised again this time?
Yes. Thank you. I believe I heard two major concerns about safety during public testimony. And so, Jessica, I'm wondering, did those concerns resonate closely with the 47 complaints that you received?
The nature of the safety concerns in the complaints that we received were around student elopement or accounting for students, unsafe student behavior in the classroom, severe student bullying, and concerns of a lack of responsiveness to those safety issues or concerns when they were raised, responsiveness by the school. The complaints also focus on students and staff feeling fearful to come to school, and that there was inadequate supervision of students to keep them safe, and that people were afraid to go to school.
Thank you.
Other questions? Comments? Commissioner Schultz.
Jessica, for the students who have left the school, do you know if any exit surveys were conducted or anything, just to see if there were any other concerns that maybe you did not receive official complaints on?
I do not know if the school conducted exit surveys. Schools are required to fill out withdrawal forms, and that is something that we could gather more information on.
Thank you.
And when I read through the packet, Jessica, it appeared as though there were interviews done with the head of school upon exits, My concern would be is if there has been complaints around trust with the people conducting the interviews, how trustworthy or forthcoming are folks in the information that they're giving in that circumstance. So for one, I'm pleased to see that the board is finally initiating a process with a third-party investigator. And I hope that information can be shared in a safe environment. Other questions or comments? Anyone have any actions or motions that they would like to put forward?
I do have a motion.
Commissioner Martin Morris.
Yes, I move to provide notice to Pullman Community Montessori that the commission intends to revoke the charter contract with the Washington State Charter School Commission.
Second.
Thank you. I have a second. Any further discussion?
I just have two things. For me personally, safety is number one. And when I hear the level of complaints that have been going on for a fairly lengthy amount of time, I have to be concerned about that. I also am concerned with the seeming lack of either understanding about how finances work at the school, that they're at the point of when the last time we looked, not this week, but previously, that they were down to 17 days. That really was a big red flag for me in terms of the fiscal responsibility at the school.
Thank you, Commissioner Martin Morris. Other thoughts or comments? I'll just echo Commissioner Martin Morris's comments around student safety being paramount. To me, that is the most important aspect of our oversight. And it's clear that there are significant questions about safety and have not, in my opinion, the level of seriousness that has not been taken to the level of seriousness that one would expect from the school's board. And so I would be very much in favor of moving forward with the motion that Commissioner Martin Morris has laid out. Any other questions or comments before? I believe this will be a roll call vote. Is that correct, Jessica?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments before we move to a roll call vote? Okay. Charmaine, when you're ready.
Commissioner Burley, Commissioner Felder,
Aye.
Commissioner Litzo,
Aye.
Commissioner Martin Morris,
Aye.
Commissioner Melcher,
Aye.
Commissioner Roggenmuser.
Aye.
Can you repeat that?
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Abstain.
Chair Varela,
Aye. The motion passes. Any other actions or motions Commissioner Burley.
Thank you. I'd also like to move to delegate to the executive director the preparation of a notice to revoke, which includes the reasons for revocation and the issuance of the notice to revoke to the school.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Litzo. Any questions or discussion? Is this also a roll call vote?
I would recommend so.
Charmaine, when you have a moment.
Commissioner Burley,
Aye.
Commissioner Felder,
Aye.
Commissioner Litzo,
Aye.
Commissioner Martin Morris, Commissioner Martin Morris,
Aye.
Commissioner Melcher,
Aye.
Commissioner Roggenmuser,
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Abstain.
Chair Varela,
Aye. Okay, I believe that is the last item on our agenda. And with that, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Recording stopped.